Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap with your hosts Chris and Deep. I'm here, and we have special guests here today with us reviewing Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode 7, Toldja. We have Rod and Karen from the Black Eye Tips. What's going on, y'all?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having us.
How y'all doing? I'm excited. Mama, I made it. Y'all just don't know. This show right here is one of my favorite shows. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And I know we're friends, but like, I am like a stan because I'm like, I don't miss it. I listen every week. And when Roger was like, they want you to be, I was like, nigga, yes. I have been waiting for my moment to shine.
So here's the funny thing about this, right? Because it's like Karen acting like she like she's a guest. Like Karen's acting like she what's she talking about? Karen acting like this is a big deal. Like Rod hit me up was like, hey man, like when do you guys record Agent Shield? Like Karen really kind of like to be on one day. I'm like, nigga, just like y'all just let us know. I was like, yo, we worked that shit out. So I think the only reason why you haven't done it before is usually I think we're recording around the same time you guys are doing your feedback show. And you were like, well, we taking off this week. I was like, oh, this is perfect. All right, let's do it. So,
yeah, man, Karen's a big fan. We listen every week. And then, I noticed she was getting kind of nerdy on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when we, like, last year, we be watching and then she'll be like, yeah, that's why they need to go and do the framework. I'm like, wait a minute. When did you start more than me? Like, I wasn't even paying attention. And you're right. They should do that, And turns out the secret weapon was you guys.
That's funny. That's amazing. So I guess before we get into this latest episode, since you guys are guests and you're on here, let's get your thoughts of the first 6 episodes of this season 6. Took us a while to get back in here. What do you guys think so far?
It has been amazing. They have literally hit the ground running because it's like nobody knew where they were going to go. I didn't know what to expect, and they exceeded my expectations. And every episode is like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. How did we get here? Okay, I'm still kind of lost and confused about where we're going, but particularly this last episode was like, God damn.
Yeah, for me, man, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point just became the best sci-fi show on TV.
Yes, it did.
That nobody's really talking about as a sci-fi show. You like we are now full blown like space, time travel, teleportation, alternate futures, like just everything you can think of, right? We've had, artificial intelligence, alien races. Like it's so crazy thinking about like how pedestrian the story started, where it's like these spies and intrigue and who's gonna double cross who, and now we're like, yo, what planet are we going to this week? So and this season more than any has just fully embraced that, like especially with the time travel jump, the exploration in deep space where our team isn't really even together. Most of this, there's 2 groups going with things, and then when you throw in Sarge, Coulson, like that, like who the fuck? When they said Phil Coulson was dying, I was like, oh, that's sad, man. Clark Gregg don't have a role on the show no more. Like, I'm gonna miss my man. How we gonna have? Like, I want to see Mack in the leadership role, but damn, how we gonna have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with no Coulson? And they was like, oh, we got you. And I'm actually enjoying more as Sarge right now than even Coulson. So it's just what a great show, man. Can't give it higher marks.
Yeah, it's been a funny thing this season, us talking, trying to review the show, because like we have no idea where they're going. We know we love it, but we can't predict like we have before. And you're absolutely right. This show, I think, got its best when it started leaning into it being so sci-fi. Because there's other things about sci-fi that I picked up on this episode that it does. I mean, the show has always done it, but it's really been doing it this season. And that the diversity of the cast too. Like, it's kind of subtly been there the entire time. Like, you have the guy who plays Trevor Khan, and he's had a significant role. He didn't just show up in that one episode with Deke and go away. He's also all throughout this episode. But then there's been like that black agent, like Agent Diaz, who's been sitting there in the background, the black woman, and I'm just like, huh. I noticed her first time, like one of the early episodes, like, huh, it's okay. We have a black woman agent. That's nice. And then she's over here, she's teamed up with Yo-Yo in this episode, and you're just like, oh wait, they're actually making these people like matter. They're actually not just background characters. I mean, they're background characters, but they're giving them something to do, and they interact with the
red shirts,
right?
Well, Yo-Yo's man was a red shirt. Like we can be really.
But he was a white dude. He was white
dude. That dude was a red shirt.
Yeah,
he was like a white dude, but the POCs in the background are red shirt.
If we're gonna be honest here,
I thought they play, and they definitely play with that because I thought she was dead. This episode.
I thought girl was dead. I was like, oh man, kill her, damn it.
So funny story. The 3 agents that have died so far, all white dudes. There was a dude, the Agent Keller dude, Agent Keller himself, and then the one dude, the dude in the tech, that was there who shot tried to shoot the 2 strikes with the icer. He got killed too. All 3 of the people. It's only been the white dude. If you black or brown.
And I thought the black doctor was gonna get killed at some point. Because I was like, you know what, it's gonna be redundant when they get Fitz and Simmons back. Like they ain't gonna need his black ass, and he just like went on vacation. He was like, all right, y'all,
I'm gonna investigate these monoliths. Peace.
Yo, he really
have a good one.
Yo, he really did peace out last episode. We didn't hear from this episode. Going back to the other black people not dying. The black woman at the jewelry store.
Yep. Right, she didn't die either.
Yo, I'm catching up on it. Like, black and brown people not dying on this episode of this show right now.
We got some good plot armor going on around the black and brown.
Right.
Even the Asian girlfriend, she lived.
Right, she did.
Yep.
Oh man, that is
like ever since Trip, they were like, okay, we got you. I'm sorry, we got you.
Yeah.
They took Trip away. I was like, we're gonna fix this shit, I promise. This is TV reparations. I'll take it.
Oh man, I'll definitely take it. And again, it doesn't feel forced. It feels just natural. And just one of the things you're just watching the show, and that scene, I'll be just sitting there watching. I'm going like, hey, wait a minute. Yo, when was the last time a person of color died? Holy shit, we're invincible.
They took Yo-Yo's hand and they made that a real plot point. Everyone else just look.
Right.
Yeah, they gave us a fake death of Mack's daughter, and they said that's the closest we're gonna get to killing black people again.
Right. It's like we got to earn your trust back after that one.
They went out of the way to explain that Fitz died so that Mack wouldn't have to at the end of last season.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. It's just been so funny again how far the show has come. Like you said, it started. It's like the Fast and Furious series started with just stealing DVD players, and now turn them into secret agents.
But it gets to me what Rod said, because I was talking. I have a friend who is just getting this show, or whatever, and they're going back and listening to our old podcast, and they're like, "Yo, so what grades are you giving the ones now?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, we used to grade this show."
Oh yeah, we stopped. When did we stop that? It was like.
I don't remember.
It was like season.
At what point were we giving out weekly grades?
Yeah, we did. We were just like, yo, we're done. We're done doing weekly grades on this. It's not even fucking worth it. We're just gonna talk and enjoy this show. But and honestly, I think we've actually started doing that. I think with all the shows we watch, because it's like, I don't know. For me, grading a TV show is so hard because like a movie. Okay, right? You have a movie story has to be contained in that one movie. Even if it's part of a sequel or a franchise or a cinematic universe, you still need to tell that story in that hour and a half to 2.5 hours you have to tell a story. For a TV show, and I think Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, was the show that made us stop wanting to do grades. You'd get an episode like The Well from the first season, which everybody was like, that was the worst episode of that first season. But then by the end of the season, you're like, The Well mattered. And then when they kept going back to the well to explain like Ward's character development, things like that. You're like, that changes my feelings on that episode, and so I can't say it's bad because my feelings of bad were because I needed more. I needed to be explained more, and I was just early. I was always going to get the explanation I needed, just not at that time. And so I don't know. To me, grading
it feels like grading a chapter in a book.
Right. And it's not how we grade books, right? We don't go,
exactly.
Chapter 3 was, but Chapter 4, explain Chapter 3. So now Chapter 3, you don't bother doing any of that shit. You watch it, and then at the end of the season, then you can take a look at everything you've gotten and go, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was good. I mean, think about it. We did that with the Flash, was it season 3 or season 4? We were like, yo, we kept trying to give them a chance, and then we were like, okay, end of the season, they didn't take the landing. They didn't stick it, and this is why, and we could explain that, because we now have all the evidence. Agent of Shield has just become one of those shows where it's so funny. Excuse me. We've been we finally caught up. I finally caught up on Young Justice. I've been reviewing. Thank you. That's, I swear to God, though, if they cancel this fucking show any time, I'm coming after you.
I refuse to be blamed for that. This is not. I can't be blamed for Warner Brothers fuckery. Like, this is well established.
However, but it's just like that show. Like, Young Justice and Agent of Shield have both earned the right to have us not know what's going on, right? Because you have confidence that they'll be able to explain it, or that there's a plan. So if something doesn't sit right, if something doesn't comes off as weird, it always comes back. And, you know, they did that last episode with the Fitz and Simmons episode where some of the things are there and they basically give us a whole entire episode that's a couples therapy that kind of goes back and reaffirms everything that we've been saying, everything we've been seeing with these two, and even adding some more dynamics to their relationship. I mean, this show is just so good at leaning on its cast and the interactions between the two. And now we get this episode where we're starting to get the team kind of back together. Fitz and Simmons are out in space, but, you know, Daisy's back home, but now May's bringing in Sarge, who literally looks like Coulson. Or it's not even say looks like anymore. He is Coulson, you know? He's a Coulson from some other world or some other multiverse or something because his DNA matches. Like, at some way, he is Coulson. Not their Coulson.
Coulson is him.
There we go.
Or, yeah.
That nigga said he hundreds of years old, dog. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. No. Honestly, at one point, when Daisy is just like, I can't do this right now, walked away, that's almost how I felt. I was like, yo, I can't do this.
I was like, let's follow Daisy. Let's just stick with Daisy for a while. I can't do this either.
I can't. This is too much. I don't know what to say. And I love how Sarge was like, anyone have a thing for Chris Coulson guy? And when she walked out, I was like, her too? Daddy issues? And I'm like, he's joking, but he's actually not wrong. She does have daddy issues. And they involve Coulson. So it's like, this is just, it's too much. It's too much, but it's also so good because you can also see how he's not our Coulson, but the way he basically plays Mack this episode, he's Coulson.
Well, and I thought that was interesting because it was like, yeah, I got part of the read from Coulson, but also part of, yo, they do this shit a lot. They have done this shit before. They know how this story ends. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a good job to make the threat not only feel real, but for it made you, put you in Mack's shoes. Whether how you feel about how we've gotten here, you reluctantly kind of have to trust Sarge and unlock the motherfucker. Like, call point. You got this. You got the bridge. Like, it's a very back in the corner situation, and you feel it as a viewer because you're like, you watch them try to figure it out and watch the team fail at every fucking turn possible.
Well, and at first they succeed, right? They're able to. They knew Sarge were going to try to break out and find some. So they stop the big dude from turning into a fire breathing dragon. What the fuck? First of all,
Right.
Yo, that nigga started coughing, and I was like, he ain't on that juice, that gas, or whatever.
I thought it was just to help him breathe.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this. The way that Coulson was so smug, I was like, yeah, that's like when the Joker had to take a phone call in the cell. Like, y'all need to watch this dude extra hard now.
Right.
But it also confirms that this crew is not all the same planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are different species that are coming together. The survivors, honestly, who've come together and said, we got to stop this shit. And I know it's going to be tough just because of all of the crew. And as viewers, you know, we got not just the S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes of Coulson. Coulson appears at the beginning of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he's in Iron Man 1. He's a prominent supporting character. And so for us, we've got this years of goodwill built in the Coulson. So even for me, like, knowing that, like, from a storytelling perspective, that it probably end up working, I'm still like, yo, fuck this dude, because he's wearing Coulson's face.
Well,
yeah.
And again, you're reminded that he has killed innocent people already. He killed the first Agent Red Shirt.
He was in his way, Chris.
Yeah, he was taking up space. And
wow.
That's what he told Matt.
Yeah.
He's like, you killed my agent. He said he was in the way.
Right, like I was trying to accomplish shit.
And said it like it was like that was a rational explanation for killing someone.
I'm not evil. I'm goal oriented. Next question.
Like,
Yes. He was like, people got to die, and y'all don't want to hear that, so I don't know what to tell y'all.
Yeah. So you got that. You're right. It's like you don't want to. Like, I love when Matt kind of brought him in to kind of face down this other, like, hey, you're, the actual Coulson, Art Coulson was a good dude and would put all this stuff behind. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but Coulson would also make them hard decisions as well. Like, and it seems like Sarge is what Coulson would be at if everything gone down the line. If this is a Sarge who's doing all this stuff and recruiting these people from different places. Remember, he tried to recruit May. So he clearly does recruit people from other Earths because he's done it before, and that's how his whole crew is. And he has his one goal in mind. It's like, if he's been around for hundreds of years, this is a man who doesn't have, I don't want to say R. Coulson was whimsical, but doesn't have that belief that everything's going to work out in the end. Because he's seen it hasn't.
Hundreds of years means he's failed a lot.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So he doesn't have, and it also, to be honest, he doesn't have the team that R. Coulson has. Sarge has a team of people that he needs, right? Like, these are the people that are available to him. Coulson was able to handpick his team and pick a group of people to kind of save the world and protect the world from that way. It's a little bit different. It's when you, like, I don't think that whatever her little butterfly girl, Snowflake, I don't think that they would have picked her because she's a little fucking crazy. But if you're trying to save a world and that's all you have available, you go to war with the team, with the people you have. And I think that's what Sarge has kind of done. And it doesn't help that, again, hundreds of years, hundreds of failures, and knowing that. And I loved his line when he said, what's coming, you'll consider a god. So whatever's coming, whatever is coming here, it's gonna be pretty big. And like, this team has faced things that I thought they were gods before, but this might be a bigger challenge than that. So it's gonna be interesting.
When Sarge is like, oh, is it one of those worlds? Benevolent God helps you out, loves you a lot. Okay, cool, I got you.
Right. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of I can't remember the exact name of the series, but when the Avengers comic had the multiverse thing that was like the multiverse is being destroyed, and
time runs out.
Was like Richards and
Secret Wars.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Secret Wars. This is like 4 years ago.
Yeah, Jonathan Hickman. They just redid they did it with the same name.
Okay, cool. Well, it reminds me of, like, Coulson not Coulson, Sarge kind of reminds me of that, like, where it's like, this world is doomed unless we can, like, figure out a way to save it. But, like, we've seen this before. So if you guys are going to be in the way, I guess you guys just don't care if your world's, like, saved or not. So we'll just be on the next joint out of here. Good luck. Like, that's, like, he's just very resigned to, like, all right, if you're not going to let us help you, then fuck it. I'm not getting too attached to any planets anymore. This is not my first world destroying event.
So basically, Sarge is a Black Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically a Black Swan. It's like, oh, you guys are going to try to save lives. Oh, we're going to try this? Okay, cool. Call me when that fails so we can actually get to work and actually do what we need to do.
Yeah, I love when they're like, should we just, eject this, drop it to the ocean? He's like, yeah, it feeds off life. So y'all going to take these handcuffs off or... like, I love when he hits them with the, like, when they're like, what do we do now? And he was like, you let me go, give me my team, and I give you information that maybe saves your people.
Right, maybe.
like, even, I'm not guaranteed because I don't know where the fuck they at, but it might save them or they might just fucking die. I don't care.
Yo, the episode is called Toldja. So you should have known up front how the end of this episode was going to go. They called a shot. Because Sarge called a shot at the beginning. He was like, all right, cool. This was going to happen. Yeah, it's going to end with me running this place by the end of the day. All right, cool. Glad we had this talk.
I heard it in Coulson's voice when I read the title.
Yeah.
Right. Me too.
And what was real funny when he was like, yeah, we got to them together. He was like, okay, cool. And turned around and gazed out the window. I was like, whatever they did was not the correct answer.
Right. Because, at first he was like, oh, shit, they got my one escape plan. He's like, know what I'm going to do? When he heard they got two of them together, he was like, Oh shit, Negro, that's all you had to say. I'm getting out
You had to tell me.
Y'all want to play spades until this?
Sarge, where'd you get an egg timer? Don't worry about it. You good?
right.
Grab the dominoes because this one.
But so the funny thing about this is like this is also playing on the idea that Mack is still looking to Coulson, for help into being a good director. So it's also playing on the fact that Mack kind of doesn't really want to be in charge and is kind of second guessing himself anyway as it is. He's not showing it, but he does. And so when you have this person with Coulson's face, and everybody, like at that end of before Coulson said Toldja, everybody looked at Coulson. Mm-hmm. Everybody turned and looked at him. Like, what do we do now? And everybody looks at him. And now you're just like, it makes it even easier, even though shouldn't be what they do. It's like, yeah. Well,
the breadcrumbs are set throughout the episode. Even Deke's like, yo, you shouldn't be calling the shots.
Yeah.
He flat out says it.
Yeah.
And then Daisy was like, look, I've seen a lot of crazy shit this season, but you and Yo-Yo not being together is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, like that's fucked up, dog.
Yo.
Chris, you write that part?
Yeah, I did not. I'm just saying, but
sure?
Yo-Yo and Mack should be together. It's not even a shipping thing. They were together before. They should be together. It's clear that they care about each other. That's all I'm saying. It's not shipping when they've already been together.
I also like the fact that when she didn't even bring up Yo-Yo side piece dying because nobody cares.
Yo, really, nobody did.
No, she was in space.
Yeah, she was just like, I know I haven't heard about this new agent, so why aren't y'all together?
Right.
I didn't know that nigga existed.
He's like, it was a whole relationship and things going on. She's like, it don't matter.
Well, she just had we can't talk. She had her boyfriend, Agent Keller, just died. Who? Agent Keller. You
yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Shout out to my man Deke trying to show off the sneaks and get back with Daisy, show her that what she missing out on.
Yeah, Michael Jordan invented sneakers apparently.
God damn it.
I was like, because when they said he had on when I seen he had the Jordans on, I was like, how does nigga get caught up on like 30 years that fast? And then when he said he invented sneakers, I said, now that's the Deke I remember.
That's like Captain America. Tony made me a list of things I should learn about. I haven't gotten to Jordans yet, but I know the shoes are important.
Right. That was so good, man.
No.
And it feels like they never were together though, because she looked at him like, that's quaint.
Because they weren't really together. I mean, but no, the funny thing about it is last night we were like, oh man, this show's actually got a missing Deke. You see Deke this week, you're like, you know what? Perfect amount of Deke. Don't need more Deke. We're fine.
No. Yeah. We need a touch, a dash of Deke. Just a little bit, just a pinch, not too much.
But then also
the season.
Like when he got mad that he couldn't go save Fitz, I was like, it's already too much Deke, though.
Right. You gotta down the
That's it. We found the line. There it was.
I had a whole reimagining of this nigga in space with them looking for Fitz fucking shit up. No thanks.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? It's like I forgot about this. It's like, yeah, Deke never knew that Fitz died.
Yep.
He left before, and so when like Daisy's kind of dismissing him, or kind of it's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, you got money. That's fine. No, I just completely like how Daisy's completely throwing off all of his attempts to like try to impress her, and just like
she has to, because if she asks too many questions and finds out that she's in that CGI, she go kill Deke.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I didn't understand about Deke going. I was like,
Deke, don't push that.
I was like, Deke, that is a dangerous line you're going down right now, because we still don't know if he paid off Mack to not tell Daisy. But
Mack did give up control easy. If he has that kind of fiduciary comfort, maybe he did.
I am just saying, because like Chloe's to destroy your world. Daisy destroy your world. I don't know if you want her to find out that when you say she inspired you, that what you mean is you.
That was a bad choice of words.
Matt they're gonna turn around. They're gonna be like, "What happened?" He could be cashed out, and they be like, "He just disappeared. He just put in his resignation letter and resigned." You don't know what happened.
2% of a lot is a lot.
Yeah,
come on.
I just not smart. Then him finding out that Fitz died and went home with his grandparents, which leads to their fun time adventures in space. And I have mixed emotions about Enoch. Like, he is simultaneously the worst and also the best. Like, I don't know how one can be the worst and best at the same time. But that's Enoch right there, and I'm gonna miss him with those two crazy lovebirds.
Yeah. Also, I love how Fitz and Simmons. He's like, yeah. We're about to kill y'all because I'm gonna make an example of the fact that y'all niggas was out here cheating. But yeah, we're gonna send Enoch to the sex dens because we can still make some money off a sex robot.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, like Enoch is essentially a sex bot to everybody else except for our crew.
So I don't know when this happened. When I know I'm old, it's fine. But when my childhood becomes nostalgia, like when Anthony Michael Hall is a nostalgia cast,
dude,
for Kitson,
dude, I'm sitting there going, I was like, is that Anthony? Son of a bitch, it is. Like
Susan said it out loud, otherwise I wouldn't know. I was like, is that? I was the same way as you were, but Susan knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, and nostalgia cast, throw him in the show because the show has become that. It's like, why not?
Lucy Lawless was on here for an episode.
Yeah, she really was.
It was amazing. Also, there's no it was so funny they went out of their way to set up the guillotine game and shit. Because I like when we saw it, I looked at Karen. I said, "Well, that nigga on the end is dead.
He is good as dead. He's not gonna make it."
It's Fitzsimmons and some nigga we never heard of. Like if they would have did Fitzsimmons and Enoch, I would have felt like, oh God,
yes.
They're gonna kill Enoch right here. It's gonna be a terrible heart wrenching death. And then they put some no name nigga. I was like, oh, he's good as dead.
right. It's just one of those things. So it's been a good use of red shirts in this season so far. Like you just know, there's still some tension there. There's still some. I don't know how far we're gonna go with this, but at the same time, your people are safe for a little bit, and that's what that turned into. And it's like my immediate thing was like, okay, either they're gonna something's gonna stop, and that they're not gonna kill the dude on the end, or the dude on the end's gonna get killed, and then Fitz and Simmons will get saved. I was like, either way, Fitz and Simmons are getting out of this. It's more a question of how are they going to get out of this. I never felt like they were actually in danger. It's more along the lines of what was going to happen and what deal they were going to have to make to kind of to get out of this. And we see they're once again getting help, but it's not really. I always think all the help that they get is help with the cost.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
which was funny though, because the cost was just getting the ship back that they wanted before. So it's just she was like, I will use you as crew, but I don't actually have a ship. They're like, oh wait, we know we can get a ship.
Well, that's my thing. It's like I don't think that's the cost. I think the cost will come down later on. We find out this woman either is not a good person or is a good or something like that. Like there's something else going to come on. Like because once again, we're all converging back to how these seasons always work. You split the team apart. And then you bring them back together, and all their storylines run together. So could this person be really the person that Sarge and them is worried of coming to Earth and with those other I don't know. So
all I know is that she's after the monoliths, and she's gonna be pretty upset when they get Earth, and they already blew two of them shits up.
Right.
I can see not telling her till you secure your home. But she's gonna find out. She seems awfully dangerous. This seems like one of those short-sighted Fitz and Simmons plans. Like these two are smart, but they just really want to get home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Definitely short-sighted. This is not gonna end well for them or anybody else on Earth, to tell you the truth. Because this person's coming to Earth, and I'm just like, don't trust her. Came out of nowhere. Also,
how would you feel if you were lost somewhere? And they're like, oh no, I'm going to your street. Now come on, get in the car.
Oh, wait, no. I'm going to your street. I can take you to where you're trying to go, but we have to get a new bus because my last bus got destroyed with all the people inside of it.
Yo,
that's
I'm going to your street, but we got to steal this car first.
Y'all are now the crew of the bus, by the way.
That's the thing. That's the thing that threw me off. It's like it wasn't just that she was on her way to Earth. It's like, okay, first of all, it's like Earth's always a shithole to all these other places anyway. So it's like that is kind of that's the first red flag. The second red flag is my previous crew was blown up with the ship that we were on before, and the only thing I was able to save was the jump drive. But you couldn't save a person? You could only save the jump drive, but you couldn't save a person. Again,
it sounds like what you're saying is you can get me home, but you're going to steal a car. No, we're going to steal a car
Right.
and get us home.
Now,
Right. Serious redheaded woman.
Yeah.
Like, it was so funny because when she ran up on Kissing, it made it seem like she was a big baller that had a plan. And then as soon as she got them free, you're like, you don't have a plan. What are you doing? like you don't have, like, I thought you had your shit together. Like, get on my ship. You guys are now working for me. She's just like, so we need a ship. And I'm going to need you guys to work it. And we're going to Earth. So
it reminds me of Peter Quill's 11% of a plan.
Yeah. And my favorite part too is that, you know, the whole time Gemma and Fitz are just doing like their like mental calculations of like how we're gonna get out of this. And then she's like, yeah, so we're going to this planet, it's called Earth, and they're like, oh, okay, this is cool. We can
we got this.
Yeah. Like, oh wait, you going to Earth? Oh shit, yeah, we'll go. Oh, we gotta murder some people. You know, you gotta break some eggs and make an omelet. Yes, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, it's whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how all these things converge together because we're coming up on a convergence.
And they gave Enoch gave him a phone too. I forgot to mention that. So we might see him again.
We definitely
will.
Oh, we definitely gonna see Enoch again.
Check out cell phone.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see him again.
And I love that callback when he's like, and do not call me often, as I will not miss you. I was bluffing.
Wow, it's so funny. So he's such a weird character. But love, like, he's grown on you. It's like, you got to remember, the first time we meet Enoch, we find out he's kidnapped the other people. He kidnapped the crew, except for Fitz. It's like, you know, and now you're like, oh man, like it's why you can understand why Fitz has his love-hate relationship with him. It's like, oh, I hate you, but also I'm gonna miss you. It's like,
I love when Enoch saved his life. That I think it was last 2 episodes ago, and Fitz hits him with that. You are the absolute worst. Like when he's like, yeah, I saved your life, but Gimma's in here now. He's like, fuck, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, between that and remember. The only reason why they got back on the kitchen is because he didn't know how to use a damn fucking thing, and then he left it there, so somebody else took it. So it's like, come on, man.
Look, man, like who gave the drunk guy the keys?
Right. I don't.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, that's why they took that ride home from that other woman, because they were just like, you know what?
You can't do it.
Can't be worse than Enoch.
Right.
Yo, are you excited for Enoch to show back up as like a Terminator type of revolutionary? Like, had to take another planet for my people. What's up? You needed help? Like, I'm ready for him to come back with guns and shit, like a bandana, like Rambo, Kitson style.
Yeah,
He's gonna come back with a fro. He's gonna have a power fist.
Yo, Enoch gonna come back on some. And last episode of the season, come with me if you want to live.
Yes!
Let's do this.
Oh man, it's crazy because again, this is episode. What was this? Episode 6? I think we said.
We got 2 more this summer.
Oh wait, 2 more?
7. How many we getting? 9?
No, we're getting 13.
13. Okay.
13?
7. So we're about halfway.
I thought so. Yeah, right now it says 13. Yeah, the last episode airs on August 2nd. So you get 13, then we get 13 for season 7.
Oh, and then we go right into the CW shows. They just said "fuck our summer." Okay, I got you, Shield.
Yeah. They said fuck our summer. So there's that. What I'm gonna bring. So this is episode 7. So this means we're now past the halfway point of the season. You know what happens on the halfway point of every Shield season? That's when all the shit hits the fan and everything starts to come together, and you start seeing the bigger picture. So, which is about right. Yeah. We have Fitz and Simmons finally heading back home with some person or thing that wants the monoliths, who said that they were hers at one point. You have Daisy, Mack, and all the rest of them dealing with Sarge on Earth, trying to stop these strikes and waiting for whatever this god or whatever it is that these things are trying to contact to come in. So it's like everything is coming to a head. And remember, also the other thing too we found out last time is that they analyzed what the strikes and the crystal things were, and with the monoliths. So with this woman wanting to come down and trying to get the monoliths, we now have all the threads that we were waiting for. These first 7 episodes where we're like, oh well, we know how these things are going to tie together beforehand because we know how Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. does it. how are all they going to connect? How are they all going to connect? Well, here they are. Everything's now connecting now. Everything's coming together, and we're starting to see all this stuff. I honestly don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, you do. You saw the next title, right?
Oh, Collision
Course Part 1. The fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Part 1.
Yeah. And
it's
then
going to be a problem.
Oh, I know problems are coming. I just don't know how. I know there are going to be big problems. I just don't know, like, I don't know. I can't even predict the details of these because I don't.
I mean, they show a bunch of motherfuckers getting together in the field, turning into motherfucking crystals and shit. So
they turn into a crystal teepee.
Yeah, according to the other coastmen and shit, that ain't good. Yeah. So, you know, they might have to Rick and Morty out of this bitch.
Yo, that could have been, but that could have been telling the story of another planet where this happened.
It could be, man. I don't know.
They fuck with us like that, man. They do fuck with us.
Yeah, Mike, maybe that's the thing. He's like, let's go to this other planet real quick. Let me show y'all something. Now, see, this about to happen to y'all.
Again, it's the time runs out thing that they did, you know, with the Black Swans. It's like more and more I think about it, more and more I'm like, it's kind of how they did it, just doing incursions without really doing incursions, you know, and find some other extinction level event to showcase here. So,
but I'm telling you, it could also still be our Earth, man. Like something fucked up could happen to this Earth, and maybe we do some time travel or some type of shit, you know, like because that's low key in the background. This season has a lot of them trying, like the what do you call it, chromaton? What else do people call it? Chronicons?
Yeah.
They were trying to get Fitz and them to invent time travel, and they didn't. Like they went home. So I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna get time travel out of this at some point, you know, especially with the Endgame and Spider-Man, like kind of tie-in type of stuff potential. Like I wonder if we'll get time travel. I'm not saying they will, but just it makes me think like, what if we watch our Earth get destroyed and then it's like, oh, we really should have worked on that time travel thing. Let's like, can we make that happen?
So that's the funny thing, right? Because did the Fitz that died, did he ever at that point actually invent time travel at that point?
Damn,
no,
I don't think so.
No, he hadn't.
He invented it in the future.
But he built the device to use the rock, though. That's what he had drawn the blueprints up for, that they found in the future that they were able to build the machine off of.
Right.
Yep.
But since he'd never lived that life now to build the machine, they don't have the blueprints unless
that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm going with. I'm like, at some point I'm thinking that maybe this Fitz, well, in order to kind of make everything balanced, he'll have to now finish what the other Fitz was supposed to do, which is, you know, drop those blueprints. The blueprints technically haven't been drawn up, but I believe that this Fitz will end up having to do that, which is then they'll bring in the Chromacon because that's what they want him to do to begin with, and we find out that that's what he had to do in order to kind of take. Yeah, so I see that kind of being something that they have to go down the route of because this show has done time travel now, and so like it's
been in the background of this entire season. Like it's just because you know it's not a major. It's so funny. Time travel is not a major storyline anymore, guys. Like we're so. But
it's just the setting we live in now.
Yeah. But that's been like this big elephant in the room, and it's just been the B story to so many of the events and. Yeah, I wonder if we'll get something with that.
Yeah, everybody gonna have to speak to everybody. When are you from? Like that's gonna be the first question. Not when are you from? Because that makes a difference to how I respond to you.
Right. And what universe and dimension? Because remember, one of the throwaway lines from Deke this episode, we got just enough Deke, but he throws up. It's like, oh, that proves my multiverse theory, right?
Yeah.
You talk about that. So it's like we've had these things thrown in there, and I think that. With a show like this, they don't mention things they don't want to use, you know? So they take these things and we're going to prove this and use it. And so, yeah, and we know we're getting another season. So who knows what this means? Like I'm looking at some of these other episodes titles. It's like Cosmic Course Part 1 and Part 2, Leap, From the Ashes, and then The Sign. And we don't have a title for the last episode, but it's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot there, yo. I don't know, yo. I don't want to read too much into these things, but
the other thing too is now with the season being shorter, like they could treat this almost like they have the in the past when they had like 26 episodes and 13 was half a season, 13 was the other half. They could end on some like major fucking cliffhanger and be like, yeah, this is basically like season 6 part 1. Like you guys thought y'all were, you know what I'm saying? Like. They could break down the way they write it a little differently.
Mm-hmm. And something we've always said about the show, this show is one of the smarter shows, especially sci-fi shows, who will do something like that and challenge how we view things. And knowing that they're coming back for that next season, they can do kind of almost whatever they want. And also knowing that they're the darling child of Disney. Like, Disney loves this fucking show. They're basically forcing ABC. And we have no idea, as after season 7, they're just going to, like, you know what, keep this party going. We're just going to put you on Disney+. Like, we have no idea what they're going to do. So this show is one of the shows I believe if they're going to end it, they'll know the ending's coming. If they're going to keep it going, they'll know that they can keep it going. And they'll write it accordingly, and they can do whatever they want. But I agree with you, Rod. I think that the way this season definitely ends. Like, every season ends on a cliffhanger, but I definitely feel like this season will end more like they usually do when they have their mid-season finale, where you're just like, where you get something big, and you're just like, what the fuck? And next thing you know, you get something crazy, and they're like, see you guys in a year. And I'm gonna be really pissed.
That's what I'm anticipating, because like this episode was like the halfway mark, and it didn't feel like super cliffhangery. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh, they might still be using the pacing from when they had 22 episodes a season, and then they're just gonna like shit on us. It's just gonna be, because you know how they just like halfway through it's never too bad during the regular season, because it's always like, well, just a month.
We'll see you next week. Yeah.
2 months later we're gonna be back. Like, after the Super Bowl goes off, like, you guys will be right back. Like, this shit is gonna be like, all right, man, so next summer, I hope you guys are ready for, like, fucking, we're on Earth 2 or whatever the fuck now. Like, I
don't know if like I said, and I know I will survive, but I don't know if I can handle another break where Simmons gets sucked into a fucking rock and nobody was there, nobody knew what happened. And they was like, all right, fade to black. Everyone was like, the fuck is this?
Yo, I low key want to see them just like let the Earth get destroyed as the cliffhanger.
Like, that's a possibility. They might do some bullshit.
Like, we don't save this Earth, and then it's like, what the fuck we gonna do next season?
I could see them doing that.
Oh my god!
Look, see this, and that's what gives me, because like I said this on a couple episodes ago, season 5, that ending. If they just stopped it right there, that's a perfect ending. And now they found a way to push the show forward at the same time answering questions we didn't know we had. Where'd these fucking monoliths come from? Who put them there? Like, it's so wild how they've still advanced everything. They did a year jump and said, oh, we're going to take you on this ride. We're 7 episodes in. Like Carrie said, we're still finding our footing. But at the same time, they're mining the past. They're going back and saying, I never asked a question about the monoliths. You kind of rocked with it because we were a weird-ass show. Let's ask these questions. And now I'm like, yes, are they picking up new viewers? I'm sure there's been some sort of a pickup. But, like, if you were here from the beginning, you got to get familiar on Netflix or something, because this shit – you hear monoliths, you're like, oh, that must be pretty cool. And we hear monoliths, and we tremble in fucking fear because we watched Jimmy Simmons get eaten.
Yes. And it's going to be interesting. I might be wrong, but one of my predictions is that sooner or later, they are going to do a deep dive into Mack and Yo-Yo. Like we're going to get an episode or a half of an episode, kind of like Fitz and Simmons, where we see what happened to cause that break. And it's probably going to break our hearts to when they tell us that story.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, because again, we had some good character development with those 2 characters last season, and so, you know, I love how this show uses the characters in show to kind of say things the audience is already thinking. So Daisy is us when she basically goes, "Wait, y'all ain't talking, y'all ain't together. Come the fuck. We don't basically on some. We don't have time for this shit." All right, you guys are...
For the record, we don't talk before the show. The other moment I have written down where Daisy was on that same shit was when she and May finally met after the first time in a year, and you're like, it'd be weird to hug right now.
Right. But you were waiting for it. You're like, so...
You're waiting for like, give me something.
Can May and Daisy hug because it's been like a year and they need to, like... She makes it like, at least they address it. They probably hugged afterwards. They hugged afterwards. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
You know? It's like, it's mother and daughter. And they're not husband dad there who looks like Coulson but isn't really them. So yeah, so good. I love the show so much. Y'all got anything else to say about this before we wrap this up?
Nah, man, thank you for having us, man. We had such a great time.
Yes,
man, like I said, anytime, man. And again, I know we recorded early, but you let us know if you guys want to come back on some other time.
We're flexible.
We are flexible. Yeah. Trust me.
Oh, that's the thing. We control our own schedule, really.
Right.
So like,
right.
if well, I didn't even think about like it was when y'all recorded now. I was just like, I know, like I said, I know Karen loves this show, so I was just like, you should be on. Like, let's hop on and.
Yes, because I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I'm one of the probably the many fans out there that I learn a lot from y'all, and so I can take the knowledge that y'all have taught me, and I can like nerd out. I'm talking about like push my glasses up, pull my pocket protector out that I didn't know I had, and be like, well, that's not correct.
Yeah, like y'all's character corners, Karen's all over those. She'll, like I said, I'll be reading a comic book or something, and she'll just mention something. I'm like, when the hell did you?
Like, you know what's funny about this, right?
I'm like, I'll be listening.
You know what's funny about this, right?
Because Dr. Doom used to be so and so. I'm like, how you know that? So y'all guys are. Karen is proof in the pudding that you guys are like really doing
a great job.
A great job, man. Like, because we all remember Karen saying she's not a nerd, but
I was just about to bring that up. I was like, I remember all them years ago when we started the Nerd Off, and Karen were just there. It's like, I'm just here, but I'm not really a nerd. I'm not into this shit. And now I'm just like, okay. I remember them hour long rants about fables and shit like that.
Y'all are like,
you know what? That's right.
Y'all are like nerd Phoenix Online, man. Y'all have infected her with nerddom.
Between Karen and Susan, this is proof brainwashing works. No, baby. Y'all heard Between Two Palms, brainwashing works, baby.
Oh man, you know what? You know what? Next time we get Roddy Caro, we got to get Susan on at the same time. Just make one big happy.
No, Susan's mad as shit right now. By the way.
Right. We should definitely do that. We definitely got to do that next time.
Because I'll be real. I'll say something on the show. When Chris texted me that y'all were gonna be on yesterday, I played the call. I was like, yeah, cool. I showed Susan. She's like, oh my god. I was like, yeah. She's like, and I was like, I don't want to push it. Maybe next time. We'll have to have them on. I said we got to invite them on from Between Two Palms, do a little Steven Universe.
Wait, did you?
No doubt, man.
Oh, I'm never Steven Universe.
Yeah, and maybe we can do the finale or something. We can schedule that.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it would definitely. But wait. I was gonna say, D-Pom, did you hit Susan with the Terrence Howard maybe next time in Iron Man 1?
I didn't, but I did. Now I did. Retroactively, when I tell that story, I did.
Oh boy. Oh, that is so great. Oh man. Anyway, it was great to have you on. Rod and Karen, everybody should know where to get you, but just tell them just where they can find you guys at.
You can find everything about us over at theblackoutwhotips.com. That's where we do our podcast 5 days a week. We talk about a lot of different things, but if you want to get our nerd stuff, we do a show called A Nerd Off. And Chris is there 99.9% of the time, so you can get more nerdum from him over there. We got to get D-Palm on sooner or later.
Yeah.
But that's what we talk about, all our nerd stuff and comic book stuff and all that stuff.
Cool. And you guys know us, a Super Tuesday recap for all your Agent Shield stuff. We actually think either before or after this episode, maybe, I don't know when I'm going to put it out. We have a mailbag that we need to put out. We already recorded it. It's going to be coming up. It's a little short one we did this week. And then we're also getting out our character corner on the next part of our Claremont X-Men series, which we're recording right after we get off of this. So
I'm also going to be recording this next week a bunch of, because I don't know if y'all know, but San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm taking vacation, so there's going to be a little bit of break of live pod content, but we're going to bank some Between Two Palms before we go. And the UD pod will be dropping, should be out by the time you listen to this, Monday morning. And we're going to have a 9 o'clock podcast tonight talking about NBA free agency and what the hell happened because they moved time.
There you guys have it. So, again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. Rod and Karen, thank you guys very much for joining us, and we will be back. Till next time, we're out of here. Peace.